Welcome to Team 1's presentation centered on the analysis of the ESL employee within the workplace. In 1979, Michael Porter developed a method of measuring business profitability. By focusing on 5 forces that influence the market, he found he could accurately measure the presence or lack thereof of peer competition. If a market is close to being fully competitive, there is little room for profit to be made. Though focused on business, these forces can provide a variety of different analysis for a multitude of different types of situations. As the name suggests, one classified as an ESL worker is simply one that has a primary language other than English. For the sake of this presentation, we are assuming that his or her literacy rate is higher in their primary language than in English. The United States has many ESL workers. According to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, foreign-born workers numbered almost 24 million in 2009, representing over 15% of the total workforce. While some groups may represent larger numbers than others, for this presentation we will assume an ESL worker can be a person of any ethnicity and national origin. Let's explore the stories of ESL workers so that we may better understand both the difficulties and opportunities that they bring to a business. Worker 1 uses his or her primary language to their advantage. Worker 2 realizes a difficulty because of their ESL status. And Worker 3 benefits from the simple fact that other employees in the organization only speak one language. The last example showed that an ESL worker may have a built-in advantage over other workers, which may lead to animosity within the workplace. The skills that they possess could easily lead to more success in the workplace, including a higher salary, larger pool of customers to draw from, and being in demand by other companies. ESL workers do face one major disadvantage in the fact that they do not speak English as well as their peers. In business transactions or job positions that require high English literacy rates, they may be passed over for advancement or not qualified for the position at all. The strengths of ESL workers are obvious. They have skills that are in demand and realize a premium because of it. However, fluency in a language other than that of the nationality that they are working in presents a weakness as well if there are more customers speaking the native language than that of the ESL worker. Also, if they are not as strong in English as their first language, opportunities may be lost. Fortunately, opportunities exist for these workers to grow with the spread of globalization. However, an influx of multilingual competition will represent a viable threat. In terms of power of the buyer, globalization has been a boon for access to ESL workers. As the availability of dual language workers grows, the price conversely drops. This is not without weakness, as there are still significant barriers to hiring foreign workers that may increase the price of finding and hiring them. If a company is willing to go through these steps, they may find new opportunities, as it is likely they can operate in markets they previously had no access to due to the skills of their ESL employee. Care must be taken, however, that attempts at expansion do not water down service as the business was originally known for and create an entirely new type of threat. ESL workers have an advantage over single language employees as they can offer a business broader reach in terms of customer base and hopefully lead to an increase in sales and profit. If sales figures are analyzed by management, all employees are in competition with each other. Unfortunately, if allowed to get out of control, this can lead to weakness within the organization as it no longer functions as a single unit. As long as this balance is maintained, it is very likely the rivalry between employees will push each to perform to their maximum potential and present opportunities for both the business and the employee. If balance is not maintained, the threat of competition hurting each employee increases, and workers could lose value within the business. Problems with labor inevitably bring about the idea of using technology to solve them. A company might think it can find strength by moving to translational software to meet the needs of its foreign customers. While the weakness of the current offerings will probably deter most from even trying such, if a company was able to successfully implement a program, the opportunities would allow for access to virtually any market in the world. However, this is dependent on the widespread access to advanced technology for full implementation, and may very well be seen as a threat. Just as ESL workers open up foreign markets to domestic ones, the opposite is true for foreign business. If the wage rate is lower for a business to provide ESL workers at a lower cost, a huge strength is demonstrated. Those strengths quickly turn to weaknesses if not executed properly. If the customs or business practices of the host nation are unknown, a business may be unsuccessful regardless of their lower costs. This is not to say that opportunities do not exist if lower costs are leveraged properly. By combining their low price structure and knowledge with domestic businesses' knowledge of the local customs, both parties can realize success. Of course, once the foreign business learns these customs without the help of the domestic business, a threat is presented as they once again become a competitor. In virtually every aspect of business, there will be strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. By using Porter's 5 forces and performing a SWOT analysis on each, we have come to the conclusion that ESL workers provide more benefits than liabilities for many businesses, and in others, the opposite is true. Businesses dealing primarily with English-speaking customers may see frustration with the language barrier from ESL workers. However, those businesses based in the U.S. dealing with international customers may see great benefit by having ESL employees that are stronger in a language other than English. Here is a quick look at our references, and thank you for listening to our presentation.